Give us an intro. Give us a tune.
What kind of intro are we going for? Do you want music or do you want me saying hello?
This is the intro. This is it.
We're doing it now.
That's it. It's done. Hello.
Okay, great. Oh, good.
We're live. And when I mean we're live, I mean we're live to a recording. But so yeah, this is our first podcast. It's the boys. We've got Benjamin Woodhead. We've got Lewis Wright.
Hello.
And we've got Sydney Thika.
Hiya.
And myself, James Bradshaw. Well, first of all, boys, I think we do need a name for this podcast. You know?
Yeah, what we're going to do for that?
Lewis Wright and Friends, I think.
Lewis Wright and Friends. I mean, it is his birthday today, you know.
Well, you have a rotating panel then. Lewis is forever.
Yeah.
I'm just stuck forever.
Lewis Wright's the only constant, yeah.
Like a shitty Groundhog Day. It's just every day.
You can just swap us out.
Yeah.
Sydney, I never fall out with you.
Yeah, damn straight.
So, I mean, first of all, I just want to say happy birthday to Lewis. Have you had a good day so far? You know,
Yeah, it's been alright.
Big 22. Feel any different?
Well, I've just had a piss, so
Yeah.
I feel a bit more relaxed.
Updated any profile pictures yet?
No, I've not done that yet.
Not
I
quite.
need to get onto that.
No. Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, anything particularly interesting you got for your birthday? Anything you want to share?
I got some sweets.
Yeah.
Oh, what kind?
Fizzy fish.
Oh, okay.
Sid knows what it's about.
Yeah, fish.
That's it.
Dude,
And that's how fizzy fish. That's how he's had a seizure apparently.
Dude, that could actually be a tongue twist, you know. Something fizzy fish. But no, I've never had fizzy fish. Apparently they're amazing. I don't know if anyone can attest to that.
They're like straws mixed with Tanfastics. They're great.
Really?
sounds pretty good.
You had fizzy fish before,
They
Ben?
are good.
I'm having a look about that. I don't think so. No, I have
I
not.
think you've been in the vicinity of them.
We only know
Say
Ben
more.
only has one type of sweet, and that's flying saucers.
Ah, Ben Woodhead loves his flying saucers.
It's quality.
Dude,
I
what are
just
they
think
even
inside.
made out of? Like, what is
They're not
the
rice
saucer?
Sugar, aren't they?
It's rice paper.
Is it sugar paper or something? Yeah, rice
it?
paper.
It's rice paper, yeah.
Whatever it is, it's fucking magic.
It's rice paper with sherbet inside it.
Do you know, I actually remember I used to go to. I'm not sure actually. Robert might know, but I used to go to Cleethorpes, right? And there used to be like this small sweet store, like in the middle of Cleethorpes, not by like the seaside or anything, just like in the town area. So it kind of reminded me of like a slightly better Sheffield town, but that's the type of.
It's like Cleethorpes is slightly better than Sheffield.
No, the actual town part, right?
That's nasty, that.
No, the actual town part, right? So I don't know. It was basically just the town is a big main road with shops either side. It feels like I don't know. I didn't. It's
Welcome
been
to Cleethorpes. You're on the road.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And there used to be
Please
like
keep
this-
driving.
yeah, pretty much.
Right.
Well, I mean, there's a difference between Cleethorpes and Grimsby. I guess at least it's not Grimsby. So
They're like next to each
true,
other,
yeah.
aren't they?
yeah, I know. But Cleethorpes is like, according to one of my old friends who lives in Cleethorpes, Grimsby is just a shithole compared to it. It's basically like Sheffield and Rotherham next to each other, I think. Whereas Cleethorpes is Sheffield and Grimsby is Rotherham.
Rotherham.
But yeah, I mean, it used to be like this small little sweet shop, and you could get like pound notes of rice paper, like that sugar paper shit, and it was like 5p per like one. And I used to go in and just buy like a quid's worth, so I'd have like 20 slices. Then they were quite thick, and I don't know, it just reminded me of that. They were really nice. That was some good times.
You'd always
Off
come
the
back.
diet rice paper.
You'd always come back from your trips to Cleethorpes when we were in school with some like weird shit. You'd always come back with something weird that you try to sell it
Sorry.
onto us. Like
You went to Cleethorpes at school.
No, not
no,
with
no.
school.
So he'd always come back to school from
Oh,
his
to school from a trip.
to,
Okay.
to Cleethorpes with like some weird tat that he bought there trying to sell to us all, like them little like snaps that you throw on the floor and they'd like explode or whatever. Like
Dude.
Oh yeah, like the bang.
got them banned in school.
Do you remember that phase during school?
Ah, I do, yeah.
There was just
They were
so many. Like for one day, it was just the entire. It felt like our entire year was consumed with these, and I was the source, and it was fucking horrible. I had people trying to, go through my bag and just basically throwing me money and be like, take it, I want one, and I ended up upping the price throughout the day. And it was actually my granddad's idea. He said it as a joke, and I was when I was there in the shop, he was like, "Oh, you know what, James? You should get loads of these and just sell them at school because you can't get them anywhere." And I was like, "That's a good point, to be honest." So I bought, I think, about 20 packs with like the 20 quid I had left from my holiday. And I went to school and I think I started selling them at about 2 quid each or something. And then it eventually just ramped up and up and up because people were just going mad for them. And then one of the teachers found out and told me I had to give all the money back.
Oh, that's a shame.
You could absolutely fucking do one.
Which I didn't do. Give all the
yeah.
money back. She was probably going to take it and buy herself a
which
chippy
point,
for the next few
James
days.
pulled out a bag of these bangers, threw it in her face, and ran off.
Yeah.
She's
He'd
screaming. with
actually
it in her eyes.
combined like 10 packs of them into one giant one and threw it in her face and blinded her. Yeah.
Yeah, she died.
They were relatively harmless though, no? They just like made a little like a...
I don't know, if you
No,
pop
you-
it
you
inside
make
your mouth,
them-
it's probably going to work.
maybe.
Yeah, you could like rub them,
Inside your
rub them in
mouth.
between your thumb and your fingers and make them pop, and that would happen.
Yeah, you just get a grimy finger.
Yeah.
Sid only has 4 fingers now.
So I've got short, fat fingers now because I've lost the tips.
Is that how it
Yeah.
works? It stops growing
Yeah.
like the length
Yeah.
of another one. Just
Turned into stubs.
fat.
What happened? Did they turn black and fall off? So,
Oh, don't go
Yeah,
there.
yeah, like yeah. Sorry,
sensitive subjects. We'll have to move on from sensitive subjects.
Can't say that.
So yeah, I mean, one of the other things that I wanted to talk about is I know quite a lot of us have some burnt food stories. Especially, I know Lewis had a food disaster the other day.
Don't. I recovered it.
So I kind of wanted to, go through everyone's burnt food stories. I know Sid had
I had
a.
the rest of that today.
Did you?
Yeah, I've got some serious ones. Yeah.
Sid's got some serious
Serious.
ones. I know Ben
Oh, I know you're serious.
burnt
because I
some
drew a
toast
picture about
once.
As a culinary chef myself, I
Yeah.
I have a couple of burnt stories.
So yeah, well, why don't we start with Lewis, as it's your birthday? Let's hear your disaster story when it comes to cooking, shall we?
I feel like it builds up a bit much. It wasn't that bad. It just sort of. I tried to make a sauce, ended up making jam. You know,
Right.
that's it.
So creamy chicken
That's the
sauce.
story.
Is it? Hang on, is this one like HelloFresh or whatever?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Right. So they give you steps to follow, right? Right.
And
So
I-
how did
yeah,
so how did
you
it go
make
from
that?
sauce to jam?
I
Yeah.
sort of improvised a little bit. I thought, oh, this chicken isn't covered in enough corn flour. No, we don't
So
have
what
any
you're
corn
saying
flour.
is- what
so I
you're
put some
saying is,
actual
Liz,
flour in.
You went rogue. You know what you're saying?
I went way off book, and I've
Shocking.
learnt my lesson.
No wonder Bradshaw bought that chef's coat, so he could be Gordon Ramsay. If he catches you doing that again,
Yeah,
Well,
true. I do have
yeah,
a
but
chef's coat now.
In my defence, I have a lab coat, so if anything, I was trying new
oh,
techniques.
so do I.
Yeah, that's true.
Nerd.
Yeah, I do.
Sydney
Good
League, look at me
mindset,
walking
yeah.
around in a lab coat.
Yeah.
To be honest,
Good for
like,
that.
and I know it's gonna sound like, oh yeah, but I think the only thing I ever burned like properly was some toast as well. I think I left it in the oven too long and it set on fire. So
You burnt toast in the oven.
Well,
yeah, I
we
just
got-
left it in and kind of forgot.
We got taught in back in food tech. We
Oh,
were
yeah,
taught
to
to
grill
make
it, didn't
toast by grilling it, didn't we?
Yeah, we did that.
We know because toasters didn't exist in a food tech.
Yeah, toasters were just going to go out and blow up.
Exactly,
I-
and I
don't
took that
remember that.
lesson. You don't remember food tech?
I remember food tech. I just don't remember having to make toast.
No,
Yeah.
no, it's just like all this shit which was like super easy to do, like make a
Yeah,
bowl of
making
soup.
and shit.
No,
yeah.
I'll say no. Hang on, I would say something. It's not burnt food, but it's funny. I think Lewis has heard this. Actually, Sid probably has as well. For one task in food tech, we had to make a pizza. We had to
Right.
bring some stuff in to put on that pizza.
Mhm.
And being the culinary entrepreneur, whatever I am,
Purveyor of new flavours.
exactly. I decided I'm going to bring in some prawns.
Jesus.
I'm going to put prawns
Oh.
on it. I'm going to put prawns on it
Oh,
because
no.
I really like prawns. Anyway, turns out you have to put prawns in a fridge, right?
Yeah.
And not just have them in your rucksack. And not,
Oh no.
and not just have them
Fucking hell.
not just have them in your rucksack all day. Bear in mind,
That's
food tech's
shocking.
last period, so I don't know, 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock or whatever it was. So I'm walking around with these all day.
Fucking-
Anyway, we're getting to food tech, start doing the prep, whatever. Anyway, I pull these prawns out, and food tech teacher goes, "Have you had those in your bag all day?" I go, "Yeah." She goes, "You probably shouldn't put those on there because you probably want them in the fridge." Anyway, so I think, I know better. Bollocks to it. I've made soup before.
What does she know?
I've made some quality platted bread before, whatever the previous Sam was. So anyway, I got a forge on ahead. I don't remember what we did. Anyway, so I chucked these prawns on. I don't even. You know what? To be honest with you, I can't even remember if I put them in the oven or not. I think I just chucked them on afterwards. They were
Oh,
like,
Jesus.
they were nice and stale,
Oh no.
Has a sort of
Anyway.
vinegary ammonia note.
Yeah, that's it. because we had to work in groups, didn't we? Because you had to share an oven.
Yeah.
And I seem to remember someone trying mine and them not being there for the next couple of days afterwards. So I don't know if I gave someone food poisoning. Now I had a slice and I thought it was all right, but maybe I was just used to it. So yeah, I seem to remember someone being off. So yeah, I may have given someone food poisoning. There you go.
So during food tech, you gave someone food poisoning. That's
to further that topic of I remember I was in food tech with Carlock, and the food tech teacher's talking about different types of food from different styles and different countries and that. And she's like, for example, you've got noodles, Carlock. You be an expert in noodles.
Jesus.
And then she goes, and curry, Zobia. You know, expert in curries.
Oh no, God.
Shocking. Didn't help that for like our final practical of like the year that we got assessed on, Carlock made sushi. I don't want to say claim any.
Sorry, was this part of a cooking course? Because I'm pretty sure you don't cook sushi.
Yeah, Carlock didn't cook sushi. No, it was part of food tech, Lewis. It was part of food tech. We had to be there.
That's something like that though can't happen nowadays, right? Like a teacher can't accidentally say that. That's their job gone. Right?
Here we go, bloody
hell. Here we go.
Listen, I'm just saying that. It's just weird how times have changed, and it's not been long since we were in school, and stuff like that. The only thing we had to worry in our school, it wasn't about racist teachers or anything. It was mainly just about paedophile teachers. It felt like know. We had quite a few of those through our school. But...
I was expecting this to go on towards a political debate about how cultural appropriation, etc. And he went straight to paedophile teachers.
I was about to say, I saw the road heading down, and he slammed on the handbrake and went down a different road.
Yeah, I was getting ready. I was warming up. I remember when it was called cultural representation, not appropriation. Man, and Brad was like, "Yeah, no, teachers."
No one remembers. Do you remember? Like there was that one day when
that Nazi science
teacher existed. Does everyone remember that situation? And
I remember people talking about it. I wasn't in the class.
I was in that class. I was there, and I remember quite a lot about it. Right, so it was a double.
I'm not sure we're doing ourselves any favour talking about Nazi teachers.
Probably not, but
nonsense.
I think it's certainly an interesting conversation because it is something that's probably happening in a lot of schools right now. Which
I think people can resonate with paedophiles.
Yeah, maybe. I mean. Quite a few of them about, aren't they?
More stories coming out each time, aren't there? There's more and more stories coming out every day, Lewis. Every day, someone else that you know and love.
Yeah, true.
Could be announced as a paedophile. You've got to watch your back these trying times.
I can't watch me back. My neck don't turn that far.
See, what I remember though, I'm not really sure if he was a paedophile though. Like, it was just a weird situation because I think
throwing around accusations.
No, I'm saying. Everyone threw around accusations, right? Because we were all quite young, but which also means it qualifies for being a paedophile. But I think it was like year 7 to year 9, some area like that. It just started off with him just googling dodgy shit, like how to evade tax and stuff, and making it like known because he was just doing it on his computer, which everybody could see. And then someone like scraped the knee or something, and he was like, "Oh, let me have a look at it." And I'm pretty sure like he held her knee or something. But like I said, she accused him of being a paedophile because she texted her mum straight away and was like, I've just been touched up by a science teacher who's Googling loads of dodgy shit. And then she got in contact with the school. And then the head teacher came in the class. And
rightly so.
He left the class and then he was never seen again. So if the accusations were in fact true, because I was at the back of the class, I was just there, but if they were true,
back when you attended classes.
Back then, No. The cultural appropriation.
I don't know. You remember how in RE every so often they'd have like special guest speakers come in and like have a lesson with you or whatever.
Yeah.
It were like year 11, year 10 or year 11 or something like that. Because it were me, Woodhead, and like Perry and that in one class. And we had this like these two like speakers come in, and they ask us, "Oh, would anyone come and help us? Get some stuff out of the car that we've not managed to get it all in."
This isn't still on the paedophile chat.
No, it loops around. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Okay.
So they say, "Oh, will anyone come and help us get some stuff from the car?" And no one puts their hands up even apart from Perry. Perry's keen. I don't know.
He's eager for it.
Yeah, Perry's down for it. And so he goes out, and they come back after about 5 minutes of what must have been silence, and they go, right, so is there, what was the reason none of you put your hands up? And was it because you didn't know who we were, and we weren't wearing badges, and so we could have been anyone, we could have been,
remember this.
we could have been attempting to like kidnap you for some reason, and we all just went, no, that's not the reason. Like we just didn't want
to go outside. I'm quite comfy.
Yeah, and they're like, but we could have been, we've not got ID badges on, this, that, and the other. There's no way of identifying us, but we all sort of chimed in with, yeah, but you're in a school, in a classroom with a teacher. They didn't know who you were.
Yeah, I was about to say.
So you.
I think the kids' responses is, one of the lower priorities at that point, isn't it?
remember that video we had to watch in like year 11 Woodhead about that girl that wagged off school and ended up like.
Oh god, that was terrible. That weren't it?
Oh, drinking the cider on the street with the friends. And
and then Raz, whatever the fuck he comes,
Yeah.
just drives up in his car.
Raz with his tune.
It's some random bloke that she's never seen before, and he goes, "Do you fancy a lift?" And she goes, "Yeah." And then it like spirals off into this horrible story. And at the end of it, the teacher's like, "So who's at fault here?" And we all just sort of went, "The girl."
Yeah.
Like, how can you say that? How can it possibly be her fault? It's like, well, she's wagging off, she's chipping school, taking lifts off strangers, drinking underage. She's got no leg to stand on here.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, because it's called off into like, well, it's basically taken, weren't it?
Yeah, it was like a grooming story or something, wasn't it? Like, bought her a phone and this, that, and the other, and then like got her to move in with him and shit like that, and it just spiraled into this horrible story. Zari often did.
It does bewilder me what they teach in school, though. Sometimes, like they teach this stuff which is. Yeah, I mean, yeah, but it's decent life advice, I guess. Even so, because we were like upper. We have a bit of intelligence surrounding us, but I mean that could have been informative for some people. I mean, we're all still apes, but I feel like for some people.
I mean, you got to remember Lewis Raspberry and Blue Band. Like,
there you go.
I've got some fizzy fish for you in my van. Fizzy fish, and then I've never seen him.
There are a lot of Robert Hudsons in this world, and I know a lot of them are very, very gullible. Is all I'm saying. So
I've got.
I may have been in Blue Band, but I'm now doing a master's degree. So
I've got the brand new trumpet that's come out next year. Not coming out until next year. Robert would have been straight in the back of that van.
100%. So those videos still did have a purpose. I feel like for people like Robert, but. They don't teach you anything else beyond that. No actual advice that is good for life. Don't tell you about council tax, do they, Lewis?
Not all your taxes, do they? No, they don't.
They don't tell you you're paying 1,400 quid for council tax.
And that's how Lewis Wright made a jam out of a sauce.
Yeah.
Get from there to here.
Big tangent. Big tangent, right?
So, Woodhead, you ever burnt food?
You know what?
You haven't you? Meatballs, if I'm correct.
No, I want meatballs. It was no, hang about. So, as I've already demonstrated, I am a culinary master, if nothing else. So now and again, I like to partake in lesser forms of cooking, i.e., heating up soup from a Heinz Smart Soup can.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so must be like the second or third time I've done it. So anyway, I thought I'm confident with this now. So I just put it on the hob, turned it up to like not the max, but like 200 or whatever it was. And then buggered off into the lounge or something to go watch whatever. And came back in like 3 minutes, and the thing was like bubbling all over the like black spots on it. I was like, still ate it, like, but I think I might have burnt it.
That's like you've been teaching Ashley Gregory how to cook. 'Cause that's what he does with his soup now. He just puts it on and leaves it.
For 2 minutes, but
Oh my god. Sid, I've heard you've got a pretty good one, right?
Yeah, I've got a pretty rough one. So it was.
I drew a picture.
I've never seen this picture.
But... You have, because I gave it you.
Did you?
Yeah, it's probably on my computer somewhere.
Probably, yeah. But it was around that time we were all sort of learning how to cook and stuff. And my parents would often be out at work until, like 5. They wouldn't get back until about 6, half 6. So, I get home about half 4. So I bang some food in the oven every now and again. It normally, just nothing major, chicken nuggets, chips, that kind of shit that you eat when you're, a 21-year-old like I do now. But, stuff that you can put on the grill, basically, without having to use the actual oven. Because there's no actual fire involved.
Like making toast, didn't you?
Yeah, exactly. I was a master of the grill because I knew how to make toast in there. Exactly, that's the skills that they teach you. And
really useful.
And I always made a point to read the cooking instructions and stuff, so I didn't burn anything. And one day I pull out these, like, go in the freezer, and there's just like reggae, like Levi Roots reggae beef burgers, right? And I'm like, oh, they sound all right. Read the instructions, you know,
Other
grill
burgers are available.
for 20 minutes, you know, flip halfway through or whatever. And I'm like, all right, yeah, sound. So I go in, put them in the oven, bang it on the temperature it tells me to, put it in the grill even. I come back, you know, 10 minutes later, open the kitchen door, and the room is just full of smoke.
Oh, no.
Just like, but it's like, it's reggae smoke. It's like tear gas. I can't fucking see. Like, my eyes are burning. My nose is on
check your fire alarm.
I'm like, I'm going. We don't have a fire alarm in the kitchen. The fire alarm's out in the hall.
That's the most important place.
I know. And so the first thing I do is, like, you know, get the door open so all the smoke can get out. And more importantly, so I can let my dog out, because my dog's just been trapped in the kitchen with all this smoke.
Oh, no.
You're lucky your bystander come along and smash windows.
Open the windows in the back door. Open the windows to the back garden. Open the door to the back garden so the smoke can get out. I turn the oven off, and I'm like, right, I've got to get this shit out of the oven. So I open the grill door or whatever, and both the burgers are in there, just on fire, like literally on fire. And I'm like, oh shit, what do I do? I can't like get a tea towel and just pull it out, because it'll catch
water in there,
right? So I've got my school jumper on, right? My big long sleeve black jumper. I dunk that shit in the sink.
Oh my god!
Covered in water, and I just like start flinging water from like my sleeves into the oven.
From your
sleeves. Put the fire out, and like, so eventually I'm like, fuck it. So I like put my hand, I like get a tea towel on each hand with my wet sleeves. I make them wet as well, so that like I'm not going to get burned.
Yeah, but water conducts heat.
True.
Well, so I put my hand on the thing, right? And the second that happened, the water from the tea towels on my sleeves drips down onto the heat-proof glass of the oven door.
Please tell me,
and it just fucking explodes all over the kitchen. It's a miracle I didn't get like shrapnel damage or something, man, because it fucking exploded all around me. Like, none of it hit my face or body or anything like that, but it was like seared into the carpet and shit like that. Because obviously, like, it was so hot in the oven that the coldness of the water just made it fucking like shatter in an instant.
Oh my god! I
managed to get the tray out, and I just fucking threw the burgers into the sink, and they were out like out in an instant. And I just had to sit there picking up bits of glass,
Oh, no.
like off the like seared carpet.
So it was the induction top that broke.
Yeah, it was the actual like the grill bit that broke.
The induction stove, or is it underneath?
It was like, so imagine like your oven's got like two sections. It's got like the bottom section for the oven,
right,
and then like the top section is like
the rest of the
like
oven.
the grill, like. Yeah. Like the top compartment is like the grill. It's like the metal rod along the top that heats up.
Mm.
So it's not like a flame grill or anything like that. It's just like heat along the top of the oven that like heats things up. And then the other burning story I've got didn't involve me per se. This one didn't involve me though. This one wasn't me. This one happened a couple of months back.
I know this one.
In the house I'm living at now. So I'm living with a friend of mine called Brennan, who we met in college.
Shout out, yeah.
And a random guy called Callum, who we don't know. We just moved in.
You know his name now?
You do know his name?
Yeah.
You didn't know his name 2 months ago.
I only know his name because he was CC'd in an email. That's the only reason I know it. But one day, I'm just sat here, you know, in the seat I'm in now, just chatting away to the boys on Discord. And I smelled something like burning, and I'm like, oh, someone's making toast downstairs or something, you know, probably because it's, you know, it's not more often, but like we've never had an incident before or anything like that of like, you know, the fire alarm going off or something, you know, burning properly. So I'm like, oh, someone's just burnt some toast or something like that. It's no big deal. And then I was talking to Kevin about how the fire alarm went off a couple of weeks back because the Callum was making like bacon at like 2 a.m. and didn't turn the extractor fan on.
Yeah.
And then about 10 minutes later, the fire alarm goes off, and I'm like, oh, well, you like that? Ha ha ha. And I go downstairs, and once again, kitchen is full of smoke. Me and Brennan are both living upstairs, and Callum's living downstairs. We managed to get to the kitchen before he did, despite the fact he was, you know, probably about 20 steps away from it. And what he'd done is he put a pot of pasta on the hob, you know, turned the hob on, and then and then left it.
The water
for so long that all the water boiled out, the starch heated up, and it caught fire.
Oh, nice.
So that was a pan ruined, and a very bad day for us. But I've never seen someone cock up so badly that they burn pasta. You know.
You know what?
It's quite an effort, isn't it?
I'm gonna make a note of this. You've got a picture of it, right?
I do have a picture.
I'm gonna make a note of it at 25 minutes to show that picture because I genuinely don't know how that's possible.
I have got another 2 stories of been burning food more recently. To be fair,
Really?
So there was one of
podcast burn special.
Well, because like it's led to this like real stage of paranoia with me and Brennan, where if we're gonna bed at like 2 a.m. or whatever, and we smell something that's like is like food cooking, we have to go check it out to make sure that if there is food cooking that we know, so that the house doesn't burn
so that
down.
If something does happen, you know what to
do. Yeah, exactly. And it was probably about 2 weeks after the pasta incident, so a little while ago now, probably about like late February, probably like early February even. And it was about 2 a.m, and I smell food cooking, and I'm like, oh fuck's sake! Right. So I go downstairs, and there's like some chips and I don't know, chicken nuggets, whatever, in the oven. And I'm like, okay, right. Delicious. So I messaged Brendan on Discord saying, is that your food in the oven? And he doesn't reply, so I'm like, all right, Brendan's asleep, so it's the other is Callum's, right?
Right.
So I make a mental note of it. I'm like, it shouldn't take more than 20 minutes to cook. I'll just stay up for 20 minutes, and I'll stay up 20 minutes longer, and just make sure that it it's okay. So I come back down in 20 minutes, and it's still there. I'm like, right, okay, it's done cooking. So I'm turning the oven off. I'm not having this. So I turn the oven off. I knock on his door.
I'm not having this.
I'm not leaving it to burn. So I turn the oven off. I knock on the door. No answer. I message him on Discord, saying your food's done. I've taken it out of the oven because I didn't want it to burn.
Nice.
And I come back downstairs the next day. I go to bed at this point because there's no risk of the house burning down at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I come back downstairs the next day. It's still there.
Really?
Because he'd fallen asleep with his food in the oven on gas Mark 9.
Oh my! This guy, he's never going to be able to live alone.
And then there was another incident about 3 weeks ago of like more or less the same thing happening, except it was a pizza that was already completely black. So I turned the oven off, knocked on his door, and he went, "Oh, I take it my pizza's burnt then." And I went, "Yeah, you need to, you got to pack this shit in, man."
I want to take this opportunity. Some solid advice for anyone that's wanting to ever cook. Just get a Google Assistant, use your Siri, and just tell him, tell the AI to set you a timer. And
you don't even need a Google Assistant.
Just do that.
You could just set an alarm.
Or just do it yourself, or just do it manually. But that's a bit dark ages, that, fellas. Come on.
But the pasta thing, because the pan, like Brennan got there first, so he picked it up and in a panic he put it down. He just took it off the hob and put it down on the side. But because obviously it's been on the hob for that fucking long, there's just a ring on the countertop now. Of seared off countertop.
Oh no!
Where you could just see the wood underneath.
Nice one.
That's coming out of Swan's deposit.
We haven't paid a deposit, so they're giving us. I think they're giving us a quote for it.
Oh no!
That Brennan and Callum are both meant to be paying half for.
Oh right, so you're not paying anything for it.
I wasn't involved, so
Fair enough.
Down advice, when something goes wrong, don't touch it. Don't touch anything.
In reality, Brennan shouldn't be paying it either because he wouldn't have had to do what he did if Callum had burnt the food in the first place. So, but he's probably not going to pay it, so Brendan feels like he has to.
Yeah. Well, I think we've a good episode title, maybe lightly toasted, because that's what this episode has been. It's just been burnt. But I don't know. I think we should move away from burnt food a little bit. I also wanted to talk about something.
I've got a bit of a thing in mind.
Yeah, go for it, man. What do you think?
Gentleness.
Gentleness.
Yeah. How can gentleness be applied to our lives to make things better? Because the cooking, you cook in a gentle way, you don't burn things.
Right.
Teachers are more gentle. They're not going to be accused of being a paedophile.
That's true.
Well,
I mean, depends on how.
If they're gently checking on someone's, scratched knee, then,
yeah, you're right.
The head teacher will come in the room. Apparently.
I have got a quick question for the birthday boy himself, Lewis Wright. Every so often, you'll send me a message on Facebook or something.
I will.
Quite an intriguing question. Even. Sorry.
Use your
Yeah,
words.
I got the words out eventually.
Yeah,
And they got
actually English.
And they got to be in English language. Calm down. And I normally give you I can't really think of an answer that that's very good, so I'll just give you something basic, and then occasionally I'll ask you a question I've come up with on the spot.
Yep.
But you'll give me this really in-depth, beautifully written answer, and I'm just wondering where it comes from, because you don't really leave much lag time to come up with it. You just kind of spew it out on the spot. I'm just wondering how you come up with it on the spot. Have you taken some sort of creative writing class that I don't know about or something like
that? No, because that would involve me paying money, and I would much rather just think about things.
You'd rather buy random shit off the internet and pay for
that.
Yeah, because that is, that's a temporary pleasure. A writing course is something you've got to go to every week. It becomes a chore. So I haven't done that. I've just, I suppose one thing that did help, or could have led me to this path in life, was geography teacher throwing a rock at me in year 7.
What?
I have now just noticed that you
have
sent me
to be honest with you.
a picture of a bird splattered on a train with the caption, "Dead bird."
Yeah, I did that, yeah.
Oh my days.
It's just, I asked you, is it true that Prince Philip is the inspiration behind the White Walkers in Game of Thrones?
You did, yes.
And you responded with, "I'm afraid this is untrue, Sydney. The inspiration was from the set of Back to the Future. Christopher Lloyd, Doc Brown, was filming the beginning scene with the speakers, and a misplaced can of white paint from the set builders was left on an unstable shelf above Christopher Lloyd's head. When Marty flew into the wall, the shelf was disturbed, and the paint fell all over him. George R.R. Martin had secured work as a cleaner on set, and this is how he came up with the Game of Thrones franchise. He wrote the first book in the weeks following the event."
Yeah, fancy prove me wrong?
I mean, yeah.
I'm not trying to prove you wrong. I fully believe you. I'm just.
That's how it happened.
Flabbergasted at how you managed to come up with such an in-depth.
What was the time between you sending that and him?
It was 8 minutes.
Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, the reason behind that is because it's obviously true.
Just have some on standby and just insert different names and whatnot.
I feel like he, in his spare time, he just kind of writes responses to questions that he might get asked at some point.
I mean, that's a mental illness if I've ever heard it.
Wow. I mean, White Walkers, I never knew. Holy shit. I just thought they were kind of like scuffed zombies, to be honest.
Yeah.
I would have never known that it would have been paint, to be fair. But
yeah, I mean, George R.R. Martin sort of had a bit of creativity with it.
Yeah. No.
But
it's definitely a creative vision. I probably would never get White Walker. I mean, just like with the lime and some pills next to each other, I don't think I'd ever think
there were smelly dots for the washing machine.
Dude, this guy sends a picture of a lime, and do you know those scented balls that you put in washing? Like small little dots. He puts a picture of a lime and some dots next to it.
They don't taste as good as they smell.
Which are like the same colour as Sully, right? And he's like, "What movie is this?" And I'm going through my head thinking,
no one gets it.
Lime balls,
citrusy dots.
And I good 10 minutes went this to my time. I was like, no idea. This fella says it's Monsters Inc. And I was like, what?
It's Monsters Inc.
It's a lime and a fucking.
Yeah, Mike Wazowski and Sully.
That's the creative vision I wish I had, Lewis.
Beyond it.
Yeah,
it's abstract.
It's all the way out there, outside of the box, and outside of that area too.
Lewis Wright is two things. One of them is an abstract artist. He has been for many years now.
Oh, thank you, Sid.
Been drawing since his early days in school. There is a collector of weapons.
Mm.
Yeah,
tell us some of the illegal stuff you've got, Lewis.
I don't have any illegal stuff. All my stuff is legal, perfectly legal.
Like your giant crossbow.
Remember,
is that real? Is that
I don't have a giant crossbow. That's a lie.
Oh, okay.
What about that MR16 you've got? Yeah.
I don't have an MR16. That's not illegal because I don't have it.
What about that ballista you've got set up in your backyard?
I don't have a ballista. I have no weaponry. None of it is illegal.
I still, to this day, vividly remember walking back from sixth form to the bus stop, seeing a wallet on the ground, and thinking, "Fucking wallet! All right, cool." Opening it up, seeing about 30 quid in there, thinking, "Get in, 30 quid, easy." And something prompted me to just check the debit card, see who it belonged to. And fuck, Lewis Wright's wallet.
My wallet.
So I'm left with a moral quandary of, do I take the 30 quid and never bring it up, or do I give him the wallet back? As much as I wanted the 30 quid, I walked back in. Walked into the psychology class.
You did actually, yeah. You came back.
I think. I'm not sure if I dropped out of the psychology course by this point or not, but I walked back into the psychology class while it was going on, and I said, "I've got your wallet for you, Lewis." You know, and he went, "Oh, why do you have my wallet?" And I said, well, "Why did you drop it?" You know, and they walked out. But one thing I did notice in there, Lewis, what I thought was a debit card at first was actually a concealed rectangular knife.
Yeah, it was too.
And I was just,
What? What's that about?
It was like the size of a debit card, but if you you could fold like the middle and like rightmost side out, and like it clipped to itself, and then it just become a knife. And I was very.
And it had his name on it, or was that a debit card as well?
His debit card had his name on it, but he just had a knife in his wallet as well, like concealed knife.
I would like to say for this point, I don't carry knives. That's a very silly thing to do. You shouldn't carry a knife.
You shouldn't.
Yes, don't carry them in the form of a debit card.
At that point,
that way people don't know you've got one.
Just set up a bank account, and I thought, oh my god, I've got my own money, and I'd also got quite a lot of letters coming through because of the bank. I thought, oh, let's get myself a letter opener. So
right, that's what it was, a letter opener. Right.
It was a letter opener.
Yeah,
and I could use it to like cut tape on parcels and stuff because I'd recently got
and human flesh. Yeah.
Of course, right. So you could open up your one letter a month from your bank statement.
Yes, but I also got parcels and things because I could now.
Oh well, I mean, in that case.
Yeah, it's all right. Isn't it?
And that's when the Amazon fever started. And ever since then, he's never stopped ordering parcels.
Yeah, I mean,
that was actually one thing, which was kind of like majestic as a kid, or at least for me. Like it was getting post.
Yeah, I was the same.
I was like, "Whoa, I've got some post." Yeah. And it was just some like shitty letter from something. I was like, "Wow, I got post."
I remember when I got my first bank statement. I was buzzing off my tits when I was like, "Banks at post for me? I'm like an adult."
I feel like it's because you always come back from like school and like you always pick up the first, maybe because you're the first one in because everyone's at work, and you're always sifting through it and you're like, "Oh fuck, none of it's for me. Let me just throw it on the side." And then one day you get that one letter, which is some bogus from some company just trying to get some marketing.
It's just got your name's on a register somewhere and they've just sent it out to you.
Someone in your class has signed you up to all these different websites, all these dodgy websites, put your details in. That actually happens to quite a lot of people, just get like Ashley Gregory got signed up to so many pornography websites.
Ashley up to it.
And I remember putting people's numbers in and stuff like on forms, and then they get calls from it. Like, why am I getting spam calls? Man, they were the days. Speaking of,
you become an adult, and the only letters you get from the council saying pay us £1,400.
Oof. You don't want those type of letters coming through.
You don't want those type of letters.
I actually remember that someone said when I was a kid, because I was talking about post. I remember someone saying, "Well, not all letters are good. Some of them can be bills.
Yeah.
And you don't want bills. You understand when you're older, but you don't want bills." I was like, "Oh, okay, whatever, dude. We'll see." And still to this day, I have not received a bill.
We have that. We got like a water bill a couple of days ago.
Yeah, but it's not my bill, is it?
That's
you don't know, it's Robert's bill. That he's the one that
The only bill I could say I've received is probably for my phone.
Taking like 30-minute showers.
Oh yeah, Christ! The amount he showers, like, is a lot. He spends a lot of time in the shower.
If you don't have the heating on, then it balances out the water bill. If the heating bill's low, then the water bill will be, even if the water bill's a little bit higher, it balances out in the middle somewhere.
I'm the type of person that always puts music on when I have a shower, unless I'm in a really bad mood, then I don't. And I'm usually a 2-song Andy. 2 songs will pass.
I'm a 3-song kind of
guy. No, I go for 3 songs, about
10 minutes-ish.
10 to 12 minutes, yeah.
Robert, if he had it, he'd have to play a full album. And then some more.
And even then it'd be a classical album like Bach. It's like 4 hours long.
Yeah.
Nah, it'd be some sort of like weird abstract trumpet soloist, you know what I mean? Like
some German dance techno.
Yeah.
That is true.
What would you say is your favourite song?
Favorite song?
Yeah.
Like currently or ever? It kind of changes with the times, doesn't it?
Yeah, currently.
I don't know. I'd need some time to think about that. Why don't you?
Okay, we'll give you some time to think. I'll say mine.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to be Kylie Minogue. Where does the DJ go?
Where did he go?
The whole. I don't know. I'm still yet to find out. Right, what's your favourite song?
Ben?
Who are you talking? Where else are we? It's got to be Tomato Town.
Oh no! No!
I don't know the lyrics to it, but it's a good tune.
He's been consumed. Why didn't you just not listen to the original Estelle and Kanye one?
Because that one doesn't tell me how he's got 10 kills on the board right now. He's back down Tomato Town.
Oh no.
I think I'd have to say, at the minute, it'd probably be La Vie en Rose by Louis Armstrong.
Ooh.
Oh, that's a good one. Never
That
heard
is
it, but I assume it's
Was
good.
not expecting that from
James.
you, Sid.
You have
It's
heard it.
yours.
You have heard it. Love on
Huh?
Rose. You know?
Sorry, what?
It's that song from fucking Toy Story. No. I don't know.
You got a friend in me?
No. I'm sure it's in Toy Story at some point. I don't know. Maybe. You will have heard it because I've played it loads of times on the kitchen.
Okay.
But no, mine probably at the moment, because we watched Pulp Fiction the other day. I remember I listened to a song called Trophy, and that samples Pulp Fiction. It's by that, do you know that Charlie XX that I sent you?
Yeah.
That Vroom Vroom song. It's Trophy from the same EP, and it's an absolute banger. You have to listen to after this, and it samples Pulp Fiction, and I love that scene. I just can't get that scene out of my head.
You've never seen Pulp Fiction?
I've never seen Pulp Fiction or Reservoir Dogs.
Dude, Pulp Fiction's better.
You're
in my
missing
opinion,
out.
but-
Pulp Fiction is great.
Yeah.
Reservoir Dogs is also very good.
I've been told
You
they're
know
not
what?
very good.
I think I prefer Reservoir Dogs.
That's got to
Really?
be Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I prefer Reservoir Dogs.
I feel like they're very different films, though. No, but
Well, one of them's about a load of gangsters. The other one's about a load of going on.
neither of them are my favorite Tarantino film, though. I think my favorite Tarantino film probably Once Upon a Time in
I'm
Hollywood.
gonna say yours is going to be one with what's his face?
Leo.
Leo
Leo and
DiCaprio.
Brad, yeah. That was a great movie. I remember watching that in the cinema. It was me, Robert. It's
I
great.
feel like it's not a slog, but I'm like, there's not much happening until you get into like the final act, and it's like, okay,
It kicked off.
Well,
Right,
Once Upon a Time,
right.
yeah, but I just loved like everything about it, the delivery, the anticipation. Like, I actually, when I first watched the movie, I only slightly realized who everyone was until after the movie. Like, I didn't realize the guy showing up to the house was in fact Charlie Manson. And I was like, after like watching it, I was like, whoa, it's, you know, Catherine Tate, not Catherine Tate,
Sharon.
Catherine Tate.
Sharon Tate and everything. And I'm like, oh wow, I never realized it was all this, and it kind of like blew my mind a little bit because I didn't realize this entire film I was watching was like pseudo true, I guess. So
Yeah, I think the bit where the Brad Pitt goes to the spoilers, goes to the farm in the middle of out back California, wherever
Yeah.
it is. I sort of clocked on, oh, it's some culty shit, and then it's like, they keep talking about this bloke, and it's probably Charles Manson in it.
yeah, that was great. I love that the tension and everything that was built in that scene, and now I think it's a great movie. If you like long movies and you like sitting down and chilling through it, it's a definite strong contender for Quentin.
It gets a Bradshaw's recommendation.
I mean,
Well,
what Quentin
speaking
Tarantino
of
film
long
isn't
movies
like that,
that
you know?
Bradshaw likes?
Mm.
Has anyone else besides Bradshaw watched the Snyder Cut of Justice League yet, or is it just Bradshaw?
I have watched it, and
Ben
I
might have watched it.
quite enjoyed it.
Yeah, I think it's great.
Is it genuinely better? I've not watched it out of pure spite because I don't really enjoy Justice League.
Honestly,
I'm
watch it.
thinking surely it can't be that much better. It's just longer. But
No,
Bradshaw's been going on about it.
just like the pace, there's tons more backstory and whatnot in the characters.
You actually feel sympathetic towards some of the characters. Do you know what I mean?
Ah, I
You
see.
actually understand their situation.
worth
you
a
know.
watch.
Rather than like, I remember sitting down and thinking, oh Christ, it's Cyborg, you know, he's just basically a guy who's just constantly whinging and crying, and life's so hard on him even though he's been given a second chance. And then you kind of understand why he's gone through this process, because in the first cut, it's just like, oh yeah, this is a guy, he's basically, you know, an edgy teenager, that's it, he's got powers. And then in this, it's like, it just dives into why even deeper and deeper, and it's just 10 out of 10, honestly. Great.
Like, grow as a person.
Yeah. All the characters have depth.
I might give it a watch then, but it's
I watched
so
it in-
fucking
I watched-
long. It's like 4 hours though.
Yeah, I think it's just shy of 4 hours. I watched the first 2 hours one day, and then I watched the next 2 hours the next.
Yeah. For me, I watched it all in one sitting because I just had breaks in between, like, every hour, because I didn't want to, like, I don't know, the first 2 hours of the film, first 2.5, are building up the second part of the film, I guess. And then the second part of the film is where it
As is
actually
the
goes.
traditional film format.
Exactly,
Does it work
but
in
not
such a
4
way that you
hours.
can watch the first half and then stop and then pick up the second half like a separate film? Or
See,
is
if it was ever to go theatrical, that would not work. Like, it wouldn't be Infinity War Endgame. Like, it could never be that format without being a completely different movie. But the way it is works so perfectly with it being a home release or a HBO Max release or a Sky release. Because it's just one of those things where you can pick it up the next day, the next week, but it's not one of those things where you could wait a full fucking year for, you know. It's definitely not that.
Speaking of HBO Max, Godzilla vs Kong's coming out soon, isn't it, on HBO Max?
1st of April for us.
It's come out.
Okay.
It's out in some countries, and I think for us,
that leads
1st of
me
April.
to the question that I've been asked by my good friend Ben Woodhead quite a few times.
True.
It's about the Komodo dragon.
And Woodhead, I'd like you to ask this question because I can't do it justice. I feel like you're so passionate about it that you should be asking this question of who would win in this scenario.
So the basic premise goes: who's going to win, Godzilla or King Kong?
Right.
Now,
And you
Most
You
think
boil it down to what those creatures are.
well, hang about. Most people will probably say King Kong. Oh, sorry, Godzilla. Why?
Yeah.
Because it's a big radioactive lizard. Fair enough.
True.
However, we look to the everyday for inspiration, and therefore you've got to ask the question: who would win? A silverback gorilla,
Mhm.
or a big monkey, or a lizard. You know what? We'll say a kimono dragon,
Komodo
big lizard, with a microwave strapped to its back,
with the door jammed open.
with the door jammed open, so it's giving off the radiation. Now, personally, I don't know about you lot, I'd say silverback gorilla would win.
Mhm.
I.e., Kong will win.
I agree. One thing though, it's just one
I do
ape,
feel
right? Apes are strong
I do
together.
feel the need to apes together strong. That is true.
Together strong.
I also feel that the Komodo dragon, while in terms of like size is like an accurate description, I guess, but Godzilla isn't really venomous per se, so he's more like scaled
we'll
up
take
to
its
be
teeth,
the
though.
dragon, isn't it? Isn't it really?
Yeah, but you've also got to think Godzilla is like a million times bigger than a Komodo or a scaly dragon.
True. If you take the venom out of the Komodo dragon, then
Just
I
take
think
its
So then you scale it up. So a giant silverback
Yeah.
gorilla versus a giant kimono dragon with a microwave strapped to its back.
With the
Jammed
door
open.
jammed open with
With
no
the door
teeth.
jammed open, yeah.
with no teeth and no poison. It's just I don't see how anyone could think that Godzilla wins in that scenario.
Because at the end of the day,
I'm excited to
big
see what
monkey.
they do with it though. I know I've
A
read some
giant,
reviews.
A giant mechanical Komodo dragon with a microwave strapped to its back,
Ooh.
the jaw dammed open. Maybe.
then we've got a different situation.
Do
Yeah,
you know there were rumors that Mechagodzilla was going to be in this movie? I'm not sure if it is. I hope it is. I
think
dear
it's
God
all
hope it
confirmed,
is.
I think,
I'm
I
not
think
sure.
it's pretty much confirmed. I believe at least all the popular theories are that it's going to be because the trailer shows Godzilla destroying cities and that, doesn't it? So I think
Mm.
the popular theory at the minute is it's either Mechagodzilla doing that or it's Godzilla doing it as a result of Mechagodzilla or something like that. And that's,
It's a bit of a nerdy topic, but I really hope they don't fuck up the CGI like they did in like the Godzilla King of Monsters was great, but
Yeah,
some
but
of the CGI.
the King Ghidorah at the end when he's like his head's in the clouds and that it looked terrible.
Yeah, it's a similar situation with Justice League, the new one
Sitting in
and the
the
old one.
pictures, watching it with you, and we both looked at each other and just laughed at how fucking terrible it was at the end.
Yeah, but I'm hoping it'll be better. But if they like DC, they probably won't improve their CGI at all. Because even in the new cut of Justice League, the CGI isn't amazing. In some places, it's great, and in some places, it's not amazing.
Well, I think the budget for it was about 70 million.
Oh.
For
I know there's some
the
reshoots and stuff.
Justice League stuff. Well, for the Zack Snyder redos of it and improvements.
There's only got 4 hours worth of stuff, which kind of works as well. Like it doesn't feel like it only feels like some of the bits are a little bit out of place, if you know what I mean. Like it feels like sometimes you are jumping between scenes, which you're like, oh shit, I didn't realize we're jumping to this scene now. But no, I think the CGI is an issue in it, but it's just DC movies in general,
I haven't really watched any movies, to be honest. Recently, the last film I watched probably about 2 weeks ago. It was Dunkirk for the first time.
Oh.
Apart from that,
I tried to
haven't really
watch that
watched
one,
anything
I never got into it.
I never
Seemed
got into it. I have to
slow
agree.
to kick off.
It's very slow.
You know the ending, don't you?
Yeah.
For watch it, no ending.
But the sounds, I know the sound in that movie. Did you wear headphones?
That
Sid?
is really good. Yeah, I did. Yeah, it was really good.
Shit sounds like it's behind you, like turning around,
Yeah.
But no, I mean, they're good stuff. But speaking of movies, you know, there's a TV show I've been watching recently, and I've got to say, it makes chess look badass, right?
Does this also get Bradshaw's stamp of approval?
It does. I am a little bit late to the party because I started when Queen's Gambit came out, which is what I'm talking about.
Okay.
I tried to watch it the first 10 minutes of an episode, and I thought, fucking hell, how can chess be entertaining? Like, it's just sleepy. So I turned it off, and then tried it again, turned it off. And then I was bored the other day. I was that bored, I thought, fuck it, I'll try it one more time. I'll start it from the full beginning. I watched the first episode, and then 6 episodes later, I was done.
I binge watched it as well.
Did you?
Yeah, when it came out.
I haven't watched it yet. I haven't watched it yet.
It's really good. I have never seen something which makes a game of chess look so entertaining. You know?
So is it literally about chess, or is it like, you know, people playing each other as if it's like a game of chess, or like comparing it? Or is it literally just a show about chess?
It's chess. So it's basically about an orphan that is really good at chess, but she doesn't get the opportunity to play chess because she's an orphan and she's a girl, and it's in the Dark Ages. You know, like Cold War time. So it's still quite not much. You know, there's still a lot of sexism. That's what I'm trying to say.
Not very women friendly. Yeah.
No. So basically, they're saying, "Oh, we can't allow women to play chess." And eventually, she convinces this fella to let her play chess. And basically, after a week, she mops the floor with him. And this guy's been playing chess on his own in this basement for fuck knows how long. So she's basically like a wonder kid, and it kind of, you've got to keep up, you've got to pay attention, because there's a lot of time skips in there, which they tell you about, but they don't make it 1 year later. They don't tell you. It's just like, you've got to base it off their age and stuff. And like, you've got to think, this is 5 years. 5 years ago she started playing chess, it's been 5 years. So she was 13, now she's 18. And now she's in this like big open tournament and stuff. But
I'd have to set aside a day for that if it's got time skips in it.
I have to think about it, and then I have to sit
I'll
down.
I watched season 1 of Westworld. I didn't realise there were a time skip in it until about like the second to last episode. I was like, hang on.
It all makes sense, you know.
Oh yeah, all right, it makes sense.
She's in 2 places at once.
Yeah.
But no, the time skips you look out for them, definitely. They don't tell you. They don't signal post them. They just say it with one line of dialogue indicates it's been a time skip, or you know, she's grown a bit, or she's grown up a bit. But no, it's great.
She's got a mustache in one of them, and the other one she's a kid.
Yeah, it's just like, it kind of opened my eyes a bit as well to like chess back then. It was kind of like just this. It was the hardest game in the world back then, right? Now that's laughable, chess being the hardest game. I'd still say it's quite complicated, but I don't think it's the hardest game in the world.
Chess is difficult, but bloody hell, if you play Monopoly.
Exactly, when Monopoly exists.
There's a Catan, 4 with no resources. Oof.
Speaking of the Wonder Kid, you know, she's a Wonder Kid of chess. I'm not saying that I'm that of Monopoly, but you know, we'll move on from that. But no, I was saying it's kind of crazy, like how information was communicated back then as well, like because there was no internet or anything. You know, computers were like in its primitive form, I suppose, and like
what time period is this?
Cold War.
Chess has been around for ages.
Cold War.
Chess has been around for a couple of years by that point, yeah.
So they were like going through books and stuff, and I was thinking, why is she going to the library and stuff? I was like, oh yeah, because it's set back then. And
why is she reading books?
It's just like
she could just Google it.
They're like,
the post job, all those boomer posts saying like kids these days asking, you know, why they have why they have to go to a library, why not just get it on the computer?
Have you seen the most
you've
recent one?
proven every stereotype right there, Brad, sure.
Have you seen the most recent one? It's like, what the fuck is burning a CD?
Oh no, I know what that is. Come on.
It's like, I was there 3,000 years ago.
We were there. But no, I was just thinking, like, how could you communicate chess like in a book? I was thinking that, and it kind of like shows you, and like each square on a chessboard, right, has its own specific name. And they kind of like write a script as you would a movie of how the game went, and you kind of picture it in your own head, or you get your own board and you'd follow it along, and you'd follow along as to the book this game, and it's like you can see the game in real life because you are basically recreating the game yourself.
If I'm being honest, I didn't follow any of that because as soon as I said Gary, I thought about SpongeBob. So
Who said Gary?
Me.
When he said, "Oh, you know, each tile on a chessboard has its own name," and Lewis just goes, "Yeah, like Gary," and then
I didn't hear that.
just spaced out thinking about SpongeBob.
That's
about
why he's
his
a blue
meowing
band.
tail.
Yeah,
Yeah,
true.
that's why he's a blue band.
But no,
Still made it though, didn't I? Still made it.
It did.
Still made it, yeah.
I just thought it was just super interesting stuff like that because a lot of television nowadays doesn't kind of explore those angles. It feels, you know. But yeah, I just thought
Not
it
big
was
market for chess TV shows.
it definitely takes
Cornered it.
definitely takes the it is the queen of it. We get it.
It's an untapped market, that.
Yeah, okay. But no, I just thought it was great. I just want to share that. I think if anyone's never watched Queen's Gambit, give it a try over the first episode, and I probably say that you would like it. I mean, it's just
Bradshaw's reviews.
there you go. So if anything you're gonna take from today, it's Zack Snyder, Godzilla vs Kong when that comes out. Get your predictions in, and
Monkey
then
versus Komodo dragon with a micro on its back.
yeah, big silverback gorilla, and then Queen's Gambit, and then Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. That's my input.
Is that what we've become now? We're just recommending films.
Yeah, no, I mean, depends if anyone would even make it this far. To be fair, we are 55 minutes in, believe it or not.
Are we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, any minute I spend with Sid feels like a second. Every day is like forever.
Is that like that movie Interstellar where they're in that country and
I was
it's like
trying
all
to get
different?
into JLS.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Didn't they bring their own brand of condoms at one point? JLS.
Yeah, they
I
did.
believe
And one of
so.
them was also thought to be a nonce, so that's quite a nice round.
Yeah.
There you go. It all comes back to nonsense and.
It always does. It always does.
Question is, would you be able to burn that condom? Make it, as a burnt condom story, and then it kind of ties in.
Find a way.
Yeah, true.
So
Yeah.
you want to burn some condoms. JLS.
I bet that'd smell really bad, wouldn't it?
Probably a collector's item by now.
A JLS condom. Yeah.
You can go on eBay and check.
I am new. Okay. There we go.
JLS.
British Condoms UK. JLS. Oh yeah. There we go.
He had the guy's face on it.
Yeah.
Did it actually have their face on the condom?
Actually got their faces on the condoms.
Jesus Christ.
That's great. Oh my god. Durex
Oh,
JLS extra safe condoms from British Condoms UK. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
How
have
did we
Amazon.
get here?
Wait,
We
you
didn't
can
get
still
that from
buy
One
them. They're only a
Direction,
tenner.
What, 10 for 4 condoms? With
Yeah.
JLS face on them.
I think we found Lewis Wright's newest collection, honestly. Nazi condoms.
Celebrity condoms.
Yeah.
Dude. Misleading product deception.
This one's got Brian Blessed on it. It screams when you put
It
it on.
screams at you.
Jesus.
This one's got David Attenborough in it and narrates everything that's happening.
mean, that'd be great.
Like it's documentary. It's right.
This one's Nigella Lawson. It's a juicy she wants me.
I was actually
And you've
thinking
got
as well.
Yeah, you've got the ultra rare 1 in 1,000 Nelson Mandela condom. Mint
Oh,
condition
my.
still in the packet.
How did we get here?
I don't know. How
Yeah,
we got
let's move on from this one. I was actually thinking the other day how technology is kind of like with technology, a lot of new tech and like a lot of new resources aren't, new per se. It's
Oh,
just
bloody hell, it's like, well, we've reinvented society.
no,
like,
it's
years
just
ago.
it's just like recycled. If you know what I mean, like a dash cam. I was thinking, a dash cam. We've had cameras for so long, right? But no one ever thought to do a dash cam until 4 years ago ish. Or at least they never were
dangerously close to
popularized.
stoner chat, James.
It is, isn't it? I wasn't stoned whilst I was thinking of it. I was actually in a
No.
lovely car drive looking at my dash cam and I was thinking, why the fuck did it take so long for you guys to get invented? And he didn't reply to me because it's a dash cam.
Yeah. If you were stoned, it would have.
Yeah, probably. But no, I mean, that's just an interesting thing I thought.
Well, they use them quite a lot in like Russia and Eastern, well, I say Eastern Bloc, former
Yeah.
Eastern Bloc countries, because that's where you find a lot of the old dashcam footage from.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
that it? You've been on YouTube and you found that.
Yeah, that's so when you find your dashcam compilations, that's usually
They definitely need them. Have you seen, like, driving in India and stuff? Or, like,
Yeah, it's like people just jump out and throw themselves in front of their cars and stuff. Like
yeah, like, you just need that as, like, an insurance thing. It's just a bare minimum you should have on your vehicle, I bet most of them probably have, like, 360 fucking cameras nowadays going all the way around the vehicle, every angle. Speaking of which, Tesla do that for free.
Remember that dashcam footage Ashley showed us of his car getting whacked by that bus it took his screen.
Oh, yeah, that was on Exel Road.
Yeah.
And I
Took
remember,
his,
I
mirror
think
off.
I think I've still got the footage of it. I think it was me, Ashley, Woodhead, Lewis might have been there as well. It might have been Hogan actually. We went to it was in sixth form. We went to Mackey's.
No, with me.
And we were driving back down through Answorth, and there were this like sort of central island in the middle of the road. And there was this lorry driving really far to the right, and it just mounted the island on like on the completely right side, nearly tipped over. It's just like 2 minutes of us following this lorry going, "Watch what you're doing, dickhead! Watch! Whoa, you cunt! What are you doing?"
Oh my god!
It's been like absolutely fucking mental. And then you just got Perry going like, "Whoa, praise Jesus!" Because he's a priest now.
Yeah.
Speaking of Perry, have we seen? Does he still do his his weekly readings of his passages, or has he stopped that now?
He does. I haven't checked.
Well, I hope this video can reach Perry. I hope he's doing well. And maybe if he does watch and he gets an hour in, hello Perry, if you're watching, but
There you are.
but listening, should I say? Not really watching.
Didn't Patrick Stewart be good on a condom?
What?
Patrick Stewart.
Just added that to his Amazon basket. Yeah.
Is
Patrick
Professor X
Stewart's
up and
done a condom.
Patrick Stewart. That is face on a condom.
What is Professor X or is Picard or is Patrick Stewart?
Right, you can probably get one, let's say.
Yeah, it's probably good to be fair. Make it so. Oh. Thanks for that.
I mean, I didn't
What a horrible
find anything, but there's a meme generator that says, "Why the fuck is there a condom ad whilst I'm listening to My Chili Peppers with Patrick Stewart in the background?"
Fuck's sake.
Just it'd be good if you had a sound bank that engage.
Does anyone speaking of condoms? Does anyone remember when Durex brought out that like it was like a condom delivery app basically, and it was for if you
Oh yeah, it's like takeaway.
if you got it was like if you got a girl back to yours or whatever, but you didn't have any condoms, you could use the app, and a bloke could come dressed as a pizza delivery man, and he'd like give you like a pizza or whatever, but he'd like slide you a condom or two with it.
Wait, what? What's this?
It was a legitimate thing. I can't remember what it was called, but it was basically like you do the app, and then they come as like a pizza delivery man or something else, some other form of cover to give you a condom basically. And it did like really well in America for a little bit, and so they did like a community, like an internet poll on where they should have the next, like what city the next one should be in. And because
that's one of the things that the internet hijacked.
Yeah, and the internet hijacked it, and then made it so that it went to Batman Turkey, and
They actually went through with it, didn't they?
and they announced it was going to happen in Batman Turkey, and then it never went up, and then they shut the entire thing down.
Oh wow! No, I never knew that.
That's all it takes.
And so I just googled Patrick Stewart condom, and it came up with an article from The Guardian about David Tennant's performance as Hamlet.
Apparently, it's very good.
So
Google always finds a way.
David Tennant is usually pretty good. Isn't he?
it's from
Love
2008.
Jessica-
It says
Jessica Jones.
the.
Oh, he was very good in that, wasn't he?
I didn't actually watch Jessica Jones. I didn't really like any of the Marvel shows.
It's the only one besides the Punisher that I actually enjoyed.
Punisher was
Passive
great,
ones,
but I love the Punisher. But
I kind of feel like this is just deteriorating as us talking about TV shows. And
yeah,
films.
we've lost all form of. Go on, Bradshaw, get your topic deck out. Get us back.
well, my last topic was actually I only had 3.
Please don't say condoms.
It was about the police protesting that's going on, because I have seen some protesters myself.
Controversial.
Some real ones that are around about just near where I work. But they had like these green signs that said "Go on" or something. I don't know. Their protest was kind of useless because I didn't actually read their signs or anything because I was driving. So like I don't know how the fuck I'm meant to read their signs. Like, they're in a really bad position. They're on a roundabout. Who the fuck's gonna stop in the middle of a roundabout to read your sign? Maybe do it at the traffic lights next to the roundabout. But
Well, we're talking about it.
yeah, but I can't tell you what the protest was. You know what I mean? I can't tell you it's about the new anti-protest and stuff they brought.
Is it the police protesting, or is it people protesting the police?
It's people protesting the police because of that new reform that's been passed right by the government. They're protesting the reform.
It's got to go through a number of other stages.
What's
It's got to go to the
what's
House
this
of
been
Lords.
passed?
So basically, I think the government are bringing out some like new legislation or something, and they've slipped in there a way for police to deal with protesting because there was one was it Bristol? It begins with a B somewhere.
It was Bristol.
Yeah, there's a big
The big sort of
Big-
uprising.
yeah, big protest which turned violent in Bristol, and 18 police officers got injured from it. So because of this, they've gave police some protection, quotation marks, where if anyone is being impeded by the protest, they can close it completely, the police.
I see.
So the police could say, oh, this is annoying me, bye-bye, essentially. I'm not sure like the exact rules around it or anything, but I just know that to me sounds like it's just taking away freedom of speech, and a lot of people also agree with that, and that's why people are protesting. So I couldn't say if that's what the protest was about, but I don't really know if police should have that power. If they should be able to shut down something like that, you know?
Well, protest has been an agent of change in society
Exactly.
for as long as society's been around.
You know, without protests,
It's a very important part of it.
Well, they have that power to some extent anyway, as it stands, because they can. But it has to be something like public disorder or public safety or something or another. But I suppose if you're just protesting down the street, I guess this gives the police more broader powers in that sense, in that they don't have to justify that assessment. They can just kind of go do it how they
they can just do it.
They can get rid of it.
Putting that law degree to good work.
I can imagine there still has to be some sort of criteria around it. Like, it must, like, I don't know, prevent someone from getting to one location, or, noise complaints if the protest goes past when the noise limit is. I don't know. I don't know the specifics around it because it's not passed yet either. But I'm sure it's not good because a lot of people are not happy with it. But no, I was just hoping someone else had some more information on it because I genuinely don't know much about it. It just came on my Spotify daily drive.
I don't know much about it either.
Likewise, I'm not particularly well versed.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying that's censorship, but it could be censorship why we don't know anything about it.
Stupidity on our part, isn't it?
Yeah.
I get all my information off mums on Facebook, so
They're the best source.
That's why I said you're not getting the vaccine.
Yeah.
You don't want 3 heads.
Yeah, I'm not being tracked.
I mean,
So we've tracked Sydney this week. He stayed in his room and he walked at pizza place once.
Yeah, he stayed in his room. He's been to corner shop at Lidl.
This is what I don't get. What do these people think? Bill Gates,
Bill Gates is going to track your movement and work out where you go.
What do they think Bill Gates wants with their life to control them? Like,
Sandra walking a dog every morning. He knows her routine.
One of the richest men. Like, what is he bothered about? Doris, who's 67 from Barnsley. Like, well, why is she bothered about?
They'll be posting about how they don't want the vaccine because it tracks them. They'll be posting about it on Facebook using their phone that's got location turned on so that it can tell where they are anyway. I don't get, like, it's ridiculous. Like, if they wanted to track you, they absolutely would and already are. There's no point. It's a fucking vaccine.
I kind of feel like that's kind of like down to just human nature, because I feel like every human,
idiots.
Like, I don't know, like, say for example, you have 10 people and you give each of them £10, just hand them £10, right? I guarantee one of those 10 people are going to make an issue about that £10 and complain. Like, if you gave Robert £10, he'd say, what have you given me this for? Like,
you get immediately suspicious.
You're like, it's £10, Robert. Yeah. And then he'd get suspicious and then he'd complain about it.
I'm going to have to give it back. I'm going to give interest.
And I feel like that's just a natural reaction. Like, when the earth is round, there's always going to be some idiots that say, it's flat. There's always going to be, you could give someone an irrefutable fact and they'd still complain about it, or they'd still say it's wrong. Like, 1 out of 10 people still do that.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, this is the thing. You can present as much evidence as you want, and they'll still find one dodgy, I don't know, journal article off of your Google that says actually vaccines cause autism or whatever it is, and they'll be like, ha! Got it right, and you sat there like, what? You pulled one article out of the bowels of the internet.
Yeah.
And like Jesus, you're just reinforcing your own worldview here. You're not bothered about whether it's right or wrong. You think this, therefore you're going to try and find evidence, no matter how wrong, it is, to try and prove that point. It's madness.
They'll still believe
I've got a cousin that is an anti-vaxxer.
Oh, no.
And she was quoting like the original paper that claimed that vaccines gave people autism and everything, and I just sort of popped in and was like, well this paper was actually disproved like nearly 20 years ago now. It was proved beyond reasonable doubt that the results were fudged, the numbers were fudged, because he was sponsored to do the test by people that wanted those results. And so in order to, he gave them favorable results so that he could get as much money as possible. And then people recreated that exact same test, but with a bigger sample size and more than 20 people, with thousands of people, and found that it was absolutely ridiculous and completely false whatsoever. And then she'll come up with, and then she immediately responded with well, it wouldn't be in a scientific journal if it were false, would it? And I said, oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, there are so many things like this. Like most recently, in the past couple of weeks, there's been a few sort of complaints and headlines or whatever about the vaccine causing blood clots. But it causes blood clots. I think it was 37 out of 100,000 people. Paracetamol causes more blood clots.
Yeah. I saw something like that.
The pill
paracetamol causes
more.
That was it. The pill causes more blood clots than that. Yeah.
And yet we still expect people to take these. It's like.
So I was thinking, how do people get around that? How does the government get these people to take vaccines? And how do these people carry on with their lives and stuff? And it just made me think, thank God we have natural selection in this type of case. Do you know what I mean? I feel like that's nature's way of weeding out these idiots.
The bit that's always sort of confused me the most is how people because obviously you can be a conscientious objector or whatever and choose not to be vaccinated, and choose to not have your children vaccinated because they're your children at the end of the day. But how do you go about allowing them to integrate into society, because they make it more dangerous for everyone else even if they are vaccinated? And it's always confused me as to how there should be a specific, they should be segregated away from the rest of society and allowed to kill each other off in scarlet fever in the night.
It should be a bit of a segregation act passed. If you don't agree with our worldview, you go over there.
Yeah, I'd rather my child got taken away by polio in the night than have a 1 in a fucking multi-million chance of being autistic.
Plus, quite a lot of autistic people are quite happy they're autistic. It's who they are.
I don't think, unless your autism's really severe, I don't think it's too impeding. You can still get by fine, I guess. It's just, I don't know.
Look at Lewis Wright.
Exactly. Yeah.
Perfectly fine.
Thanks.
No, I don't want to generalise.
We're all on it a little bit.
We're all on the spectrum. I feel like every human's on the spectrum, to be fair. It's just some are worse than others. And it was a little bit insensitive, actually, what I just said, saying, some people are...
It's not worse, is it? It's just different.
You can cut that bit. Anyway.
No, keep it in. It's all a learning experience anyway, but... Yeah.
Educate, don't berate and all that.
Exactly, man. But now I feel like...
T-shirt. Get it right, son, and all that. Woodhead knows. Woodhead, isn't that right? Don't use the Dyson. Get it right, son, hey?
There you go.
But yeah, did we actually decide on a name for this thing, by the way? Lewis and Friends?
The Lewis and Friends.
Lewis and Friends implies that, I'm the main guy, which I'm not.
You are. You are.
What do you mean?
We are the main guy.
You're the Simon to my Yogscast, Lewis. That's what
I'm just here for paycheck.
Wait, you guys getting paid?
Lewis Wright said he's going to do me a drawing.
That's lovely. He's got to do his own drawing first, though.
Different bloke. But I feel like Lewis Wright and Friends implies too heavily that I am responsible. I don't want to be responsible for what you're saying.
True.
Oh, let's see.
That's
Lewis Wright and acquaintances, then. Hey?
Lewis Wright and other people in a phone call.
The Lewis Wright Show. You could be like our Carl Pilkington,
Jesus.
The Lewis Wright Show. Yeah.
Well, what was it? You said something horrible. I've forgotten now. I just remember it was horrible.
Who?
Me?
Yeah. No.
The BGP.
Yeah, but what was that?
The Broomgrove podcast.
Yeah. It wasn't that. It was
Two of us aren't in Broomgrove.
Yeah, and BGP sounds like a sex disease.
I don't know about that.
I heard Sarah's got BGP.
There you go. See.
Where were you going to put this podcast? I'm going to put it on.
I don't know.
YouTube, I guess.
The internet somewhere.
Yeah.
Put it on EndZone channel.
The back end of the internet.
Yeah.
Where people won't find it ever.
Yeah. We'll put it on the EndZone channel and share it with a few friends, and then they'll watch 10 minutes of it and then not watch it ever again.
Preyland comments first. Fucking hell.
So if anyone generally watches this or listens to this to this point,
yeah, I'm
sorry, and actually let us know.
Revising for,
comment orange. Comment orange if you got to this far.
Why orange?
Like the colour or the fruit?
Yeah, which one?
They're not both the same.
I was about to say, what's...
No,
Yeah, but-
one's
Have
a
you been
colour,
spelling?
and one's a
Two
fruit.
different spellings of orange are there? Simply... Don't,
No,
please
no,
digress.
no. But do you
You
mean
can
like,
eat an
you mean
orange.
like
You can't eat the colour.
It's like it's like Turkey the country or Turkey the animal. Like, which one do you mean?
Well, it's just who the fuck
I'm
says
not sure.
orange on
Well,
YouTube,
yeah, but
you know?
if you Turkey the country, then you'd put, you'd put a capital T.
What if it's the animal, but it's the start of a sentence?
Yeah, if someone told me to go to Turkey
then
now,
presumably the
I'll
beast
try and find a farm.
something before it, rather than just the word turkey by itself.
Yeah, I suppose context adds there, but we don't need context for someone to type orange, I guess. So, maybe what would we call that?
Orange is quite a hard word spelling it. Orange, you know.
That's why Lewis was in
People
blue
might
band.
Maybe for people in blue
Yeah.
band.
Oh,
Thinking of the
Louis.
viewer.
Listener
Pastel colour.
or viewer. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah, we haven't got a name, have we? We've still not got a name. We start talking about oranges.
The
yeah.
Lewis Wright show. How many times do you have
Lewis
to say
Wright
it?
show, there you go.
What are our initials? Ben, James. Oh, maybe something else.
BJLS. BJLS.
Oh no!
BJ.
No!
Oh no, it's come full circle.
Let's get some condoms made.
JLS.
Oh no! We need some condoms. We need our faces on some
saying
condoms.
You can probably get them off Etsy.
My God, I don't want that to ever exist.
Get them. What would the word be? Oh God, I'm
His
blanking.
bachelor's face would be like the base of the condom, and then the actual condom would be his nose.
Give it over. Nasty, that's it. Come on.
It's nasty.
Like Pinocchio, I'm telling you.
I've seen bigger noses. Owen Wilson has a bigger nose. And he's famous.
There you go. Anyone can make it.
There you go. Anyone can make it. Even people with big noses.
Yeah. I mean, Pinocchio's pretty famous too. He's got one of the world's biggest noses, I guess. But he's not real.
Yeah, he's got a whole story about him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
true.
he does. He's got a book.
Yeah.
He's even got 4 people sat here talking about him.
Yeah.
So he's really owning.
What guy?
What a guy. Well,
Right. I don't think BJLS should be good.
no, I don't think that's good either.
Because that's just, you know,
What are our last names? WBWT.
W.
See.
That sounds like a
Woobits.
porn category.
Woot. Like a dodgy radio.
BWWT.
BWW. It's not, it doesn't really roll off the tongue, does it?
No. Goes
Lewis Wright and friends,
WWW.
there you go.
Yeah, Lewis Wright and friends. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that's not the. You
All
know,
the Lewis
Well,
Wright.
Lewis Wright and friends is what we've got so far. Unless you can think of a better one, but
Yeah.
yeah.
no,
So
I
far,
can't.
we've got 3 votes for the Lewis Wright show and
Lewis
not-
Wright
no
show
other
and
names.
friends.
Yeah, the Lewis Wright and Friends show.
Lewis
Yeah.
shows his friends.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we could just think of a name another point. But
So I assume at the point this gets uploaded, we'll have a name. If not, thanks for
The Lewis
finding.
Wright show.
yeah, if not, Lewis Wright show. We'll post on Nautical Rope. Easy peasy.
Oh yeah, Nautical Rope. www.fort.com YouTube Nautical Rope.
Yes.
That's you get the gist of it anyway. That wasn't proper URL. Go check it out.
Yeah, I mean, sounds good.
So,
Lewis, you've been recording this, haven't you?
Yep.
Yep. Good. So yeah, I mean, if Lewis has recorded it, it could be his show. There you go.
There you go. Well done, Lewis. You played yourself. Right.
I haven't recorded it though. I lied.
Yeah.
Oh, bloody hell, Lewis.
Right, hang on. Let's
We've got to
rewind.
start again now.
We
We've
need
got
to talk
start
about
from the
burnt paedophiles and JLS condoms.
Well, yeah. If there's anything to take away from today, we've talked about
beginning.
a lot of shit.
Be
But-
careful what you
Here
talk-
you go.
careful
Here you go.
what
You can
say.
go around the circle and you can. What have you learned today? So starting with the main man himself, Lewis. What have you learned today?
I don't know. I kept thinking about Gary and SpongeBob.
fair enough.
Okay, good start. Right, Sydney. What have you learned?
It's easier to burn food than you think.
True. I have learned never to trust Sid with a making hamburgers. So,
and I have never learnned to. I have learned to never be in the
You've never
kitchen with Sid,
Yeah, I don't like.
just
Sid
in
either,
case I
actually.
get shrapnel stabbed by glass.
yeah. Unless you want a trip to A&E.
Yeah.
I mean, I can get you in free.
Speaking of
Free
kitchens and A&E, Ben Woodhead, you're mad for it.
Well, you know, our painted system, I'm going to get something out of it.
Don't pay into the system though.
Yeah, that's not point, Lewis. Point is, people I
Okay.
know painted system. So I'm doing it on
Okay.
their behalf.
Fair enough. My granddad's
If
been
they're not
paying
going to use it, then I
40
am. You know what
years.
I mean?
Okay. I feel like we
My
should have
parents pay for it. I'll bloody use it.
Yeah, it
talking
should
about
have, but
NHS
we also don't have a name. But we'll
NHS
find one.
chat now.
All right, name pending. If anyone ever gets to this far, Orange in the comments, I guarantee I don't think we'll see a single mention of Orange unless someone tells
I
someone's
might
right
go
Orange.
orange, but that doesn't really count, does it? I spell
No.
it wrong as well.
And then someone else,
Orange.
some other Brianlet might put, "Oh, what's Orange? I'll put Orange too."
Brian, look.
And then that give us
Brianlet.
incorrect statistics.
Who's Brian?
Brian, look.
Brianlet, yeah. Hi, Brian.
Brian, look.
Hi, Brian. But yes,
I think we should
Outro.
take it on that.
is it outro now?
Yeah.
Bye.
God, this is
Bye.
time.
You want to say bye, Ben?
Oh, bye.